Hey, what's up? It's your boy 24/7 here with my brother Baron Norman Tag, New Bomb Turk. Won't be joining us tonight. He's a little under the weather, but we love you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you get better quickly.
Yeah, it's
And
get better.
hopefully say it again, brother.
Oh, I said definitely get better, get better.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Quit eating those sandwiches, those egg salad sandwiches out of the bathroom vending machine. That will help you.
There you go. And hopefully, we'll see our brother like no other, Vigilante Williamson. So he'll be able to drop by. So that'll be great.
Mysteriously popping in.
Yeah. So before we get started, I'd like to say what's up to the old man. What's going on, old man? He says, when you get my age, you don't give a fuck. Well, I'm here for another great show. There you go, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. That's the first thing you Vikings player sees. Yup. I hear that. What's up, Low Spec, my brother? Sox Bulletin, what's going on, Sox? Hopefully you guys are doing well. And just happy to be here with you guys, man. Hopefully everyone's enjoying their Sunday. Pacific 414. What's going on, brother? How's it going, man?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, my man. There you go, man. Appreciate you. But yeah. How you doing, Baron?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Just doing fine. It's another beautiful day here. It's going to get warm, though, I guess, this week. But another beautiful day here in the land of sunshine. Been just kind of hanging low lately, to be honest with you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But getting ready to gear some stuff up.
There you go. All right. We got Lord Thoth in the house. What's going on, Lord Thoth? So I tell you what, let's jump off into this. What we got up? What we got first?
Let me go here and okay, I'll go with the first one you put in there because it's weird.
Lord Thoth says peace to you, brother. Thank you, man.
Yeah, peace.
Yeah.
I wish I could get as deep as you, man.
Yeah.
Peace.
You know.
I try to do my 24 impersonation. Yeah,
no, you're good, brother. You're good. You're good, man.
So we got our first article here. It looks like it's from IGN. Take it for what it's worth. Byline by Jesse Shedeen. Comic Con 2023, DC and Legendary Reveal, Justice League versus. Boy, I know how to read today. Reveal Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong crossover. I mean, oh my, talk about triplet, man. Once King Kong and Godzilla square off, it's hard to go much bigger. But what if you throw in the Justice League for good measure? That's the premise fueling Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong this Sunday. A new crossover comic from DC and Legendary Entertainment. That's probably what threw me off. The series was revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. Produced in partnership with Toho International, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong is a 7-issue crossover. How odd that they have an odd number. Usually it's an even number. That sees the barriers between worlds break down and the creatures of the Monsterverse spill over into the DC universe. And there's a preview.
So what do you hey, Lake, can you hit those pictures so we can see what?
Yeah, I was just going to bring them up there, in fact. So here's one of the pictures. Cyborg and Flash and Bats and Supergirl, Green Lantern, Wonders Woman, and of course, Superman.
And then we got Hawk Girl.
Hawk Girl, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hawk Girl. So basically, okay, because I was hoping it would be Hawkman. Okay, but we got Hawk Girl in the house.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, I was like, they also say how the MonsterVerse is basically gonna spew over into the DC universe. So it's not just gonna be those two. It's gonna be Rodan, Monster Zero, and that's the shit. That's the shit I want to see. And I was hoping, I was like, you know what would be the coolest shit is to see Rodan chasing after Hawkman. But I guess they got Hawkgirl in here, so it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, you know, I said it'd be cool to see like Rodan fucking chasing down Hawkgirl, ready to, you know, do some shit, and then fucking she gets saved by like Mothra or something, you know.
Yeah,
you know, that'd be cool. You know, I want to see how that would actually go down.
How about Cyborg going up against Mechagodzilla?
Oh, that would be that would be some. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. You know, the little matchups and see what happens with the rest of the monsters coming in. All right. So and I also wonder.
And here's another. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I wonder if they have any other heroes coming in. You know, that might just be who they have on the cover, and there might be some others that might show up, you know, later on down the line. But who knows?
Well, let's see. We got the Bat Jet. We got Soups. We got it looks like a female Green Lantern down here, and of course another Green Lantern. Can't see exactly who that is. Hawk Girl, of course, Godzilla and King Kong.
Look at that, two Green Lanterns. See, that's what I was saying. Like, it shows more than what the first picture showed. The art looks pretty good.
It does actually, yes. I'm kind of impressed. Yeah, I'm kind of impressed. Let's go back to this one here. I'm kind of impressed.
You know, do you know DC has their own King Kong?
I remember they did like a King Kong series at one time.
No. Like, no. Well, no. Well, what I'm saying is they have their own version.
Oh, and I know who you're talking about. Yeah. What's his name?
Titano.
Titano, that's it. Ooh, can you imagine those two? Why do you need a MonsterVerse if you got Titano?
What? Say it again now.
Why do you need King Kong when you got Giganto or Titano?
Because Titano's not King Kong. I don't know who would you rather have.
Would it be interesting to see those two go against each other?
Well, that was my whole point. That was my whole point. Now, it would be cool if we could see my brother right here.
Oh, hey. Vigilante Wins here on another episode of the Primetime Kings with just the OG cast.
There we go.
What's going on, brother?
I'm doing good. I hopped in, so I'm not sure what we're talking about.
Well, they just, you know, during the San Diego Comic-Con dropped this weekend, they dropped Justice League versus King Kong versus Godzilla, or Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
It's interesting.
Right. And no, oh shit.
Oh man.
That's Superman and Lois Lane.
Yeah. That's a cool panel. I ain't gonna lie to you, cuz that's a dope. You know something, man? I'm gonna give this just a quick, you know, not knowing everything about it, not knowing the backstory. You know, considering what these companies usually do with their big events and how, you know, I know Marvel has this whole Emma Frost, Tony Stark wedding they're doing, and you know, they usually do goofy shit. I'll take this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a 7-issue miniseries.
Oh man, that looks kind of cold. That looks kind of cold. Hey Thoth, hey old man, hey everyone else in the chat. Appreciate you guys being here.
There you go.
So that looks, just that panel looks pretty cool to see Superman and Lois, and then see it's Godzilla and to scale in Metropolis. Like, that's a cool little look.
Yeah, so, actually, they have another picture. If you want to go back to that one you were looking at earlier with the two Green Lanterns.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh man, that's pretty cold. Cold, simple action comics. Now, I hate to go like super nerd, but like
What's up?
King Kong's power probably shouldn't be scaled to like, because even with the Godzilla versus Kong thing, it's like, well, Kong can't really fuck with Godzilla. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, just he wasn't when they came up with King Kong, they didn't think of this type of power of a Godzilla or the Justice League or any of this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No.
It was just a big gorilla or ape or whatever. And so there is that kind of, but I'm like, I don't care, man. Just, it's as bad as these comics have been,
Right.
in general, just to have a simple, cool crossover action comic with like cool little panels and stuff like this. This is it piques my interest as a casual comic book fan.
Right.
Yeah. It got me interested.
Right.
Yeah.
I was telling Baron, I was like, DC has their own version of Godzilla. I mean, not Godzilla, King Kong, and his name is Titano.
Oh yeah, they do got Titano. Yeah.
Right. And I'm wondering, you know what? And I'm going to be honest. I'm wondering if they're going to go ahead and do this. They haven't fucked with Titano in decades. And what it is like basically, he's this chimpanzee that NASA sent up into space.
Yeah.
Named Toto. 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 So he goes up into space and he gets hit with cosmic rays and he infuses with kryptonite. And when he comes down, he comes back and he starts growing and growing and growing. And basically, that's how he was able to, he's one of Superman's enemies. And that's how he's able to fuck with Superman, even with just being an ape, is because he's fused with kryptonite. So that's his powers. So that's why he was able to offset Superman, is because he's the size of King Kong, with his power set being on some kryptonite shit. So yeah. And I was like, wow, I said this would be the perfect opportunity to bring, like, they haven't fucked with him in decades. I would have dusted his ass off and brought him into this fucking fight, because that's one of DC's like Oni Kaiju type, things. It's Titano.
Right.
And then I heard that, and from what I've read, in 1978, they basically shelved them to where they haven't shown them anymore or whatever. And it's because, they wasn't like, people wasn't really like receptive to him or whatever. Of course, he was, because King Kong was still a big thing back in the 70s. So,
yeah.
If they're reading about a fake ass King Kong, created by DC or whatever, and they were kind of turned off when they can actually read a real King Kong comic book, because I know they had comic books on King Kong back then. It's like, shit, why would you buy a Titano when you can actually have the real McCoy?
Yeah. I know that they had Titano in the Superman animated series, though.
Right, and if now that you mention it, now that I recall, I think I seen him in an episode or so. Yeah. And I mean,
it's only 1 or 2 episodes, but he's there.
Yeah, I think it'd be the perfect time to bring him out. Shit, at least this be the time, if you're ever gonna fucking use him, this would be the perfect fit to throw him in there, and nobody would be mad that he showed up.
Yeah.
Whether you like him or hate him, this be the one time to use him.
Yeah,
and put him up against Kong in one fucking issue, even if it's for a couple pages, and just kind of show his fucking might. Like, this is DC's King Kong going against the real McCoy. All right, fuck it, put him up there. What the fuck they got to lose?
Right.
I bet you they ain't. I bet you then I ain't gonna fucking do it, man.
Probably not.
Yeah, unfortunately, they might get a cameo or part of an issue if they got 7 issues to do something. So.
Yeah, I mean, at least for like 4 or 5 pages, see the motherfuckers knuckle up. Shit, do something.
He might get fucked up though.
Exactly. I was gonna say, I think they're not gonna let Kong just take the L like that. But it'd be good to see him at least flex some muscle, or do something, man.
Get at least a couple punches in.
Yeah, there you go, man. At least for the old school DC Titano fans and shit, if they got any.
An Apache Chief.
Let's put some representation in that motherfucker. Let's throw Apache Chief in there. Hell, they could even throw Giganta in there. The Attack of the 50-Foot Woman.
Yeah,
that's one of Wonder Woman's enemies right there.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be smart to do. To some of the
Oh, and I mean,
characters.
and of course, hell, Atom Smasher
Yeah.
from the Just Side of America. They showed him in the Black Adam movie. For y'all that don't know, he's the guy that grew real big with the mask on that looked like Deadpool.
Yeah.
I mean, but I, with this being the Justice League, I could see, Giganta showing up because she's a Wonder Woman villain. Plus, see, this is now if they show I don't know if they're gonna explain it here how this whole fight starts.
Take a look at that. I think you got your wish.
Hey, blow it up, man.
I really can't, unfortunately.
Oh, you can't?
No, when I try to do it, that's all it does.
Oh, it does weird stuff.
Picture.
But yeah, I think you're right because he looks like a kryptonite infused.
Yeah, and low eye beams coming out. I think you got your wish. I think Titano is coming back.
Oh, wow.
You spoke it into existence.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I hope so, man. What's up, Glenza? Said DC should have thrown Apache Chief too.
Mm-hmm.
Enough Chuck. Yup, he say that shit and get the groin like a motherfucker. Yep, that's my man right there.
Mm-hmm.
Hal Jordan should date Kara. That's interesting. Depends on how old she is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like if she's like fucking like 18, like or whatever, nah, he shouldn't. But if she's on the 21 and up, yeah, go for it.
As long as she's not the Supergirl from the Flash movie.
Yeah, I mean, she was basically a teenager, so that was my point. Like,
yeah,
but she didn't look like Supergirl. It's
but it's supposed to be that alternate universe.
Yeah.
The idea is being like the universe was changed, so instead of Clark or Kal-El, it was this still pretty hot fucking girl. I don't know, she's not 18 in real life, so I'm gonna sell she's hot. Sasha Calle. She's a grown ass woman. Even though they try to well, I was gonna be off color. We'll just say they try to cover her looks a little bit. I'm not gonna be too disrespectful.
Yeah,
try the butcher.
Yeah, make her look a little. They gave her the strong female haircut and all that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'll see it.
They definitely didn't want her to look as attractive as you look at any picture of Sasha Calle. Even some of those pictures on set, you're like, man, I would still do things to that. But like, they definitely wanted her to not look as lovely as she actually does. That was definitely a thing. But I mean that Flash movie. Did either of you guys see it? Apologize if you guys said it on stream.
I haven't seen it. No, I'm waiting for it to come on streaming. That's
actually, your wish is coming up next month.
It's got to be a quick one.
Yeah. So
did you check it out? 24.
Yeah, I seen it.
What was your thoughts?
Shit on the Flash actually.
And I apologize. You already said stuff about it.
No. You're good. But since you're asking me now, I'll tell you. The Flash,
she's 27, grown ass woman. Okay, thank you, Socks. Appreciate not going to jail.
Socks is awesome. Yeah, my brother. Appreciate you, man. What's up, Das Wolfen? Says Hail Kings in chat. Appreciate you, man. Actually, the Flash, you could have saw like it could have been something. It could have been something worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
And like all the makings of making it a worthwhile movie was there.
Mm-hmm.
They should have went with the original, what one of the original scripts, man. Like, just to know all the possibilities of what it all went through before we got the final product.
Mm-hmm.
That final product, and even I don't know if you guys ever seen, man. There's a picture floating out there of the suit that Ezra Miller was pitching for the movie. It was better than the fucking suit we see him in. It was more like the CW Flash suit,
man.
Which is a better suit,
much better suit. I thought they should have, and I know it would have been complicated. I thought they should have recast him as Ezra Miller started having issues. They should have Go with the CW version. You already used alternate universes in the CW version. You already crossed over the Ezra Miller version with the CW version.
Right.
So storyline, you can make it work. You know what I mean?
Right.
But and I know it might have been a little bit more complex and it may have taken a little extra work, but there was so much negative backlash on Ezra Miller. Like, I think that's the reason. That's one of the major reasons this movie didn't do that well. Was just
Right.
even if it was a solid movie, and again, I don't know how good or bad it was. You know, at least for my own self, I think it would have made more money if they didn't have that overcast to Ezra Miller, because I think they're still in the old school where they think, well, we didn't really report the Ezra Miller thing, but the internet knew about what he was doing.
Right.
Because the internet knew, the whole world knew, so it still covered what people thought of this movie and whether or not people were going to see it. So they really should have got rid of him.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, I mean, shit. The thing is, people, you know, after it all went down, man, people weren't just down to support it like that anymore. And plus, with James Gunn coming in and switching gears on everything, that even gave it even more reason to not fuck with it.
That too. That was another death blow, because it's like, well, is any of this going to be relevant? I mean, they probably should have scrapped it with Batgirl. I know they. I know why they didn't. It was because of dweebs like me, even though I didn't get any merch from it, because it was all got sold out. All the fucking action figures and all the Batman shit they sold off of the strength of the Flash. They sold a lot of Batman merch. So that was the reason this movie came out, was to move the merch. Even though it's not, it's going to look, they're going to write off the actual loss of the movie, and then the merch is going to be counted separately in a different pot. So that's just going to be profit, and they're going to like, oh, well, this is a loss, we'll write it off, and we'll take the merch profit. So that was the reason this got released and Batgirl didn't. You know,
it's funny you say that. You know, the what I've seen so far is, when it comes to the Flash, like any kind of merch or anything, people are buying and going after the Michael Keaton Batman part of the merch.
Yeah, that not the Flash, but not the Batman
Flash
stuff.
Right, exactly.
Because the Batmobile sold out.
Yeah.
All this Michael Keaton shit sold out. So that was the whole point, is to basically resell you Batman 89 merch.
Yeah,
that was the whole point.
And then even like Todd McFarlane's DC line of superhero action figures, like all that shit.
Yep.
Michael Keaton, like, and then they got them in all different sizes, and you know, some of them got more shit than others, and all them shits are selling out, man.
Selling out as soon as they put them up. You can't even get them. You put them on Amazon, the shit sold out 10 minutes, hour. So that was the reason that movie came out, was to sell Michael Keaton merch. It didn't have nothing to do with Ezra. I'm sure that shit is still probably sitting on the shelf.
Probably.
The Sasha Calle shit's probably sitting on the shelf.
Right.
But the Michael Keaton shit was moving like hot cakes, because I couldn't get any of it. And I didn't try for everything, but I tried for something. You just couldn't get it. So that was definitely the point of that movie, because otherwise, if not for that, I don't think the movie even gets released.
Right. And I mean, that's
blue.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just looking at stocks. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying, like, even that's why I even think that the Flash even made as much as it did, even though it was a flop. I think just on the fact of people wanted to see Keaton do what he was going to do in this movie. And I tell you what, man, this is one fight scene. Dude, this is one Michael Keaton Batman fight scene, man, where he's fucking just like, he's smashing dudes. It was kind of like reminiscent of kind of like how you saw Ben Affleck in The Warehouse.
Okay.
That Batman warehouse scene in Batman v Superman, where he looks like Batman off the Arkham Asylum game, and he was crushing everybody. Yeah, he did one of those.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And I was like, damn. So I was like, probably the stunt dude he's on point. You know what I'm saying? Like, but man, just to see it kind of go down like that, it was fucking interesting, man. Damn, yeah, man. If you got, I don't know, man. I ain't recommend nobody see it. Actually, what you do, man, is you might see it here on like YouTube. Somebody has like
like
a little clip of Batman and you know, Michael Keaton Batman and that fight scene, and you get to see, you know, I ain't telling nobody to watch it or nothing like that. Man.
Yeah.
And I didn't even pay to watch it, so you know, somebody shot me a little deal, man, and I just
Hey, Killy Child, see you in the chat.
Yeah, what's up, Killy Child? But shit, before going further, I want to see. Sock says James Gunn shouldn't have announced a reboot before Shazam, Flash, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman. When Gunn announced the reboot, a lot of people said, "Well, we don't need to see these 4 then." Yep, that
exactly was a dumb decision. Yeah.
Yep.
Very stupid. Because now these movies are they're lame duck movies. They don't really have any bearing on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, it's funny, man. The way the Flash did his thing, all the way at the end, nothing changed.
Yeah.
The only thing that did change, and I know you already fucking heard it. I mean, fuck it, is that they ended up giving Ezra Miller's Barry Allen a way out of the whole being in the DC universe at all.
Mm.
Because when he shows up, his Batman is fucking George Clooney.
Mm.
So that means if you're Batman, look, when you feel like you went back home, you're back on Earth, you're running around, you try to find Batman, and you run up against George Clooney, then guess what, my dude? You're not home.
Yeah, you're in the wrong universe.
Exactly. Right. So, and that's how the movie ends. Well, guess what, brother? Now you're home in the wrong universe. So basically, they don't have to use Ezra Miller's Flash no more. He's off with George Clooney now. So his Batman don't matter. So basically he's in a place that doesn't matter no more. So if they want to just come with a whole new Flash, they can do it. And Ezra Miller's fucked off wherever he's at.
Mm-hmm.
DC is so stupid. I feel like every time I'm on there, I end up complaining about DC and the stupid shit they do. They make it so hard to be a fan. And speaking of the Clooneyverse, he's talking about Tom Fowler making action figures from Batman and Robin. Yes, he is making that crappy Mr. Freeze action figure. That Mr. Freeze is not crappy. What killed the dinosaurs, Batman? The Ice Age.
Oh yeah. There you go. What's up, Keely Chow?
Hey, Keely Chow.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, roll tide, brother. There you go. And the lovely Sherry's in the house.
Hey.
Yo, hey, shit. Sherry. Hey, Sherry. She's awesome.
She is.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Sherry. Keely Chow, my man. Everybody saying what's up to everybody. What's up, Glenzer?
Glenzer said Marvel Legends West Coast Avengers 5-figure collection chose the wrong team. That's how it is today. Man, the action figure game it feels like such a scam. It feels like exploitation.
Hey, it's funny because they just dropped that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. If you don't get these figures, when they drop them, you won't get them.
Right.
You have to get them at drop.
Right. And this thing here is like all 5 figures are together like in one pack.
Mm.
So basically you get like US Agent, War Machine, Thunderstrike, but then wait a minute. But that means you definitely missing out on some of the characters because you had Wonder Man, you had Vision, you had Scarlet Witch, you had Tigra. Well, somebody's not. Somebody ain't gonna be on the roster if it's a. Oh, I see. He said, but they chose the wrong team. Oh, I feel you. Okay, I feel you. Man, well, I'll tell you what. Go for it, bitch.
No, I'm sorry if I'm just cutting you off every time. I gotta get that.
No, you good.
But I just happened to just Google Marvel Legends just because apparently they got an X-Men 97. X-Men 97 is that new cartoon they're doing. I'm not sure if it's out or not, but that's
I heard it's coming.
So they have a whole action figure pack, and of course it's much more reminiscent of the 90s cartoons. Even though there's some changes, see Storm's hair is a little bit different. So that's another but they have like the Sentinels and Bishop and all these other characters, Gambit, Wolverine. That if anyone's into the action figures, it is a nightmare. It is a nightmare because the cool stuff goes so fast, and then you end up a week later on eBay for like 3 times the price.
Ooh, always.
It's a nightmare, and so that's why it's kind of slowed me down from buying action figures in a way. So it's probably a positive thing long term, but it does suck because it's very hard to get all the stuff that you really want.
Yeah, I mean, They taken action figures away for kids to collectors. And
Yep.
it's sad.
Well,
Yeah, that's another thing. Kid, like I played with this stuff as a kid. That's why I want it now. So when I get old and die, who are you going to sell these motherfuckers to? Because the kids of this generation didn't play with this shit. Aren't playing with
no,
this shit.
right.
So it is one of those strange things. They made a lot more animation, like classic, 2D style animation is more for adults than kids. Same with action figures. All these things that used to be kid oriented are now only adult oriented for the generation who grew up with it, which is whatever, I guess.
Damn.
I'll stop rambling. Let you get through this stuff.
No, you good. I'm listening to you, man.
We love your rambling.
Yeah, shit. Keep going, shit. We ain't tripping with you, man. No, not at all.
Yeah,
shit, we miss you, man. So it's all good, brother.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Same here, man. So I can't join every week and everything, but
oh no, we understand, brother.
We forgive you.
And now, hey, just soft plug. I'm maintaining 2 channels. I've resurrected the old channel, and I still have the new channel, which is more sports oriented. But
yeah, I noticed that, man. Hell yeah.
Sub to both channels, please. Sub and watch.
Oh, matter of fact, on the first channel, the original channel, you in some way you're already monetized, brother. You need to look into that.
Well, I don't have enough watch time. That's part.
That's what it is. All right.
Yeah, that's why I actually started back. Is because they finally sent me the thing like, okay, you can be monetized at 500 subs, and I have 700 subs.
Right.
And I'm learning. Not everybody came on to the new channel, so some people are like, "Oh man, where have you been?" So I'm like, "Okay, I'm glad I'm doing this. So I got to get the watch time up. So please help me get my watch time up. I am streaming tonight and sub, and I'm posting shorts. I'm posting content. I posted a video earlier about Jamie Foxx, whether or not he's a clone, or whether it's a publicity stunt, or whether or not he really did have health issues. And I'll be posting
says
whatever. So please check it out.
There you go.
So yeah, I have 2 channels now. I have Vigilante Williamson Vengeance. Lord Tharp, so you have a new channel. Technically, yeah, the old channel is the new channel. Because I'm back on it. So I have Vigilante Williamson Vengeance. It has sorry. I'm sorry, I was mid car salesman. But yeah, Vigilante Williamson
go for it, brother.
Has the red little VW in the mask and the eyes are gray. The original channel has the logo I currently have. So please sub to both and see me all the time. And go ahead, you can. I'll shut up.
No, you good, man. No, I noticed my my internet was cutting off, so I was talking and not knowing what the hell was going on, man. So that's my man.
Yeah. Thank you, Lord.
Appreciate that, Lord Thought.
And put it in the chat. Thank you, man. It actually,
man. And you want the man is black, so yeah, snap that figure up.
Some reason, I don't think that one's gonna sell as much. For some reason.
I don't know. I can't say.
Hey, there you go. You sure got that right, man.
Thank you, Thoth, putting both channels up there.
Good old Thoth.
On this Justice League versus Godzilla versus King Kong, what's interesting is the way they say they start off the book is basically the Justice League is in a fight with the Legion of Doom. And while they're fighting, they basically they broke some kind of barrier between the DC universe and the Monsterverse, wherever Godzilla and King Kong come from, and then the Monsterverse starts coming into the DC universe.
Oh, that's interesting. Are we gonna get more like Godzilla villains possibly
Yeah, and
showing
actually,
up?
you're supposed to be getting like Rodan and Monster Zero and all of them. They're all coming.
Mm.
And and the interesting part is that this whole thing is a collaboration between Warner Brothers, Legendary Pictures, and Toho.
Okay, because Toho's pretty like what's the word? They're like insular. They're usually, I mean, they did obviously work with them for that Godzilla versus Kong, but aren't they
Right.
kind of historically like they don't really like working with people and they don't really like.
Right. Yeah. They're historically that's how
very
they are.
protective. Yeah,
Yeah.
very protective.
Yeah.
But I guess they found a way to look at it and be like, they probably thought it was beneficial to go ahead and do it. So yeah, it's from the pictures looks pretty dope, looks pretty interesting. And again, I know like I already did a video on it, and for y'all that haven't checked the video out, at the end of the video, I explained how they're going to come out with an audio variant cover. They're going to come with a Godzilla audio variant cover and a King Kong audio variant cover. They're going to go for $14.99. And this comic book is going to be released in October of 2023. But that variant cover is supposed to be released on November 14th of 2023. And the thing is, it's going to be a gatefold cover. So when you open it up, it opens up probably 2 or 3 times the size of the comic book, the actual cover itself. And they're going to have like this little sound chip in there. So when you open it up, you get to hear King Kong roar at you. If you got the King Kong cover, if you open up the Godzilla one, you're going to, hear the Godzilla roar at you when you open up the Godzilla cover. And from what I've seen, I've never heard of anything like that, and that's normally what they do with like postcards. You got the ones that they open up, they have a little noise, play music, or some shit like that. And this one here is going to be where you're going to open it up, and if you have the Godzilla one, you're going to hear Godzilla. That's when you open the cover. So yeah, man, for $14.99, that's what they're going to go for. So just throwing it out there, man. Some people were like I told my brother about it, and he was like, "Well, I'll check the comic book, but I'm not going to spend $14.99 for the." I was like, "Man, you always want the regular basic shit. Like you don't ever get no, he's one of them dudes. You don't ever get the variant cover. Or, he just wants to just give me the comic book for like $4 or $5 or whatever." And again, it'll be 7 issues. So like Baron said, that's kind of an odd number. Normally they do like 6 or 4 or 8. Seven's kind of.
Maybe they wanted to do 6 and like, man, we got too much material. And
let's push it another issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you got. I guess I don't know if it's just the Justice League or you're getting the whole DC universe, but I mean, I guess you'll get to see to a degree. Like on the cover, the original cover, it shows one Green Lantern, but then they show another picture where there's 2 Green Lanterns. So like I said, it looks like they might be more joining depending on what happens and who shows up. But it should be a big ass monster free for all, and anybody that's big or any monsters that are huge should, in the DC universe should be involved in it, man.
Gonna be wild.
That's my take. Yeah, man. So sub to Vigilante Williamson. If not, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
Yeah, and sub to Baron too, because thoughtful Baron's channel. Please sub, please, because we, monetization is now a little bit closer for a lot of the smaller channels. Is it? Yeah, YouTube is giving us such little as content creators. We gotta take everything we can get. So please, please, if you can,
absolutely right.
Give us a sub. Try to watch streams. Try to watch things so we can get monetized. This is a labor of love. We love doing it. We love y'all. But it'd be nice to get a little bit of change. You know what I mean? If I could pay a single bill with YouTube, I'd be a happy man.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
We love you all, just not that much. So pay.
By the way, are you monetizing at 24? You gotta be, right? Unless they hit you with some bullshit.
I don't know. He should be close. Is he there?
Man, they got rid of him right when we asked. He said he's having internet issues. So I'm assuming.
Yeah,
that
he's been having those issues sadly lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that Texas thing.
Yeah, I'm in Texas too, so I'm not sure. Low Spec, he says he needs about 1,700 hours. Please give Low Spec a sub and watch some of his content, man.
Mm-hmm.
Please do. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Please subscribe to Low Spec Linux Laptop. My brother Jeff is awesome, man. Yeah, appreciate you, Jeff.
By the way, are you monetized yet? No.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't. You know what, man? I filed for a monetization, or like, let's say I applied for the ability to have monetization. And when I look at, I passed some of the, there's a whole list of things that they gave me that I could be monetized for. So basically, I guess at this point, I could be monetized for doing stickers. Is that what it is? We have the little pictures and shit. It could be like a donut or like a little something that says, you're great, or some
the different emoji things.
Emojis, yeah. It's my bad, but yeah, basically, I think I can work with something like that. I have the ability to use that, but I don't know how to tap into none of that stuff. So it's still
I think you're probably close to monetized, man. I don't know what it shows on your back end where it says earn. But I would look into it and maybe see if I don't know how to do it because I've never been monetized. See if somebody like Loki is somebody who knows a little bit more about the monetization thing can help you out with that.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know anything about it.
I wish I could say, oh yeah, just do this, but man, I'm not going to that place yet.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, so
not yet.
The new rules. Yeah, damn. Glenn just says, Toho got protective after Godzilla 19.
I saw that 98. That was kind of a disaster.
Yeah.
You mean the one that they call Zilla? The true Godzilla fans only call it Zilla. They don't call it Godzilla.
I get it. Godzilla. Yeah, that was a nightmare with the eggs and the Madison Square Garden and all that mess.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not against all that stuff, but just they didn't do it good.
that was kind of a disaster of a movie.
Y'all read what Sock said?
Hold on, I'm sitting there editing my channel to have it make sense.
No.
Thank you, Socks. No, I wasn't looking at the screen. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
But thank you so much for subbing. I appreciate
Socks.
it, and thank you for subbing to Baron too.
Thank you so much. Very appreciate it.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm
channel.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, that damn internet's taking them out again.
I was gonna say they got him again.
Das Wolfen says it must be the Mandela effect because there was no American Godzilla movie in '98. Oh, I wish the Mandela effect got rid of that, but no, it still exists.
Yeah.
It's not like that Sinbad movie they got rid of.
Please go away. We don't want to think about it no more.
Which one? Shazam or Kazam?
Kazam or some shit, yeah. Because Shazam happened. That was the Shaq movie, but Kazam is the Sinbad movie. I honestly thought existed. I thought it existed too myself. Apparently it does not, but they got me too. So I don't know.
How could they?
Yeah.
So are we ready for the next one?
Yeah. Any final thoughts on Justice League versus Godzilla versus King Kong?
As much as I talk shit about DC, this is a cool thing. And I guess I gotta say, I wonder if they're gonna expand this into any animation or even a live action situation. I would love an animated movie with this.
Right.
This seems like a cool concept. So I hope they do. I hope this is I hope they do this well because obviously nothing's come out, and I hope they do more with it because it can be something that
You
will
know,
be interesting.
it's funny you say that. You know, Legendary just dropped the first, like, basically you can go to you can watch the first episode of Kong Skull Island animated cartoon.
Okay,
I watched it the other day
I
on
didn't know there
YouTube.
was one.
They have a channel. I'm not sure if
Mhm.
it's Legendary or was it Warner Brothers. It was there, you know, but there's a channel that has this. It's an official cartoon. They have like a Kong Skull Island animated cartoon. I seen the first episode, and so basically he's already in animated form, and I think Godzilla has his own cartoon somewhere as well.
Man,
So
might get it
for them
today.
to put it all together, make it an animated series, I shouldn't see it. They shouldn't have no problem doing that, and it probably costs less, you know,
Yeah.
than a real movie.
Yeah. What'd you think of the cartoon? You think the first episode?
To be honest, there was a dude in there that was really annoying.
See.
He was like, he had a reply for everything. He didn't really know shit, and I mean, it was like common sense shit that I don't know. He was getting saved by the girl that was in there a lot. There was a girl in there that was more badass than him, and he couldn't. He was like the one screaming a lot, and I don't know, man.
Okay, so there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, but as far as like the monsters killing people and like, there was some cool shit to it, but then it was the aspect of he should have been. He was a puss, and I didn't like it. So, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, man. So, shit. Tell you what, let's see what's going on here. See if you guys actually enjoy.
Okay, here we are. We have ourselves, and by the way, Psycho Dwarf 9. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, boy?
We got this one here from Marvel, to be exact, and it's bylined by, I don't see, probably at the end of it. So, by Marvel. It's written by Marvel, whoever that is. SDCC 2023. A new Punisher makes his Marvel comic debut. A brand new character will begin a deadly new saga this November. A new Punisher will make his vengeful debut in an all-new ongoing comic series revealed during the Marvel Heroes, Hulks, and Super Soldiers panel at the San Diego Comic-Con. The new comic series will be penned by award-winning writer David Pepose, who did Savage Avengers, Moon Knight, City of the Dead, and drawn by superstar artist David Watcher. Planet of the Apes and X-Men's Legends. Cover will be illustrated by artist and industry veteran Rod Rees. Last week, Marvel Comics teased a single question: who is the Punisher? Series writer David Pepose revealed the answer is Joe Garrison. The man, the man might be different, but the punishment remains the same, says Pepose. I wanted to introduce the Danny Ketch to Frank's Johnny Blaze. In this action-packed new Punisher saga, Frank Castle has disappeared, but evil will always need to be punished. With all new threats rising to claim innocent victims, criminals will need to be beware of a dangerous vigilante hunting them from the shadows. It's Vigilante Williamson. No, it's not. Enter a new Punisher.
Don't blame me.
Retired SHIELD Black Ops agent Joe Garrison. But what brings him back into action? What puts Joe Garrison on his path of vengeance? And when the smoke clears, will he even make it out alive?
Hey, cool. Yeah, this is look. What do you think, Vidge?
So I heard a little bit about this, and sorry, I had to run and grab something real quick.
No,
I
you
didn't
good,
hear
bro.
the whole thing, and I just heard that okay, it's a new Punisher, and I guess he hates conservative. I'm This is one of those stories that I'm out of touch with, and I don't because
Well,
the whole.
No, you're good. Actually, this is a new thing, man.
Yeah, I know it's new. But I saw the past week or so. It's the story has kind of been out. Oh, there's a new Punisher coming, and this. And so
Right.
some of the channels I follow, what it is I've seen that it happened, but I haven't watched videos on it to know what the details were.
No, well, I'm just saying, like this is a new thing that happened just this weekend.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't really know everything, and I just missed a part of it. I grabbing it, so I don't really know everything with. So I apologize.
No, you good, man. It's what it is. It's they got this dude that he used to work for Shield, and what's his name again, Baron?
Oh, the new character?
Yeah.
It's Joe Garrison.
Joe Garrison.
So what happened to Frank Castle?
Basically, I did a video on that too. So basically, what happened was he ended up getting these powers.
What?
Yeah, he ended up getting these powers, and he ended up resurrecting his wife Maria that died from and she ended up turning on him. And come to find out, she was going to divorce him the day she got killed with the family at the park.
Oh, wow.
And the kids were scared of him the whole time.
Oh, come on.
And so basically she tries to kill him to try to like make him lose his powers or whatever. And basically she sides with the Avengers so where they can, so they can come in and capture him. So they capture him and they all give him like these fucking, like they all talk down to him like, oh, you've always been a killer and you've always been this piece of shit and he was never a good father and all this other bullshit. And so they basically they tear down his character, and you come to find out that his wife went with Black Widow to drain all of Frank Castle's accounts and basically sell off all his fucking weapons, all his safe houses, all his vehicles, all his
is this a MGTOW? Like, what the fuck is this? So she basically divorce rapes him, basically ruins this guy's life for trying to. That is bullshit.
And so basically, like he was a part of this group called The Hand, and they kept record of everything Frank Castle did since he became the Punisher, every killing, all this shit. So basically, the whole time she was dead, he was basically killing everybody because he was on this revenge ship because of what happened with his family. So he decided to one man crime against war and one man army thing of just going against war and drugs and everything like that. And she took it as it was how that disgraced her family, disgraced the family name. So basically, she went ahead and took all the money that she accumulated from selling all his shit, everything he ever had. She sold all of it. Her and Black Widow, she took half of the money to keep for herself to rebuild a new life, and then she took his half and donated it to all the charities to help kids and all this other shit in the name of the two kids. That
that is the most bullshit. So
and then the thing is, she takes her half of the money and she takes off. But before, as she takes off, you get to find out that she's pregnant by the Punisher. So then that kind of leaves that at that. And then Frank, with the last little bit of his powers that he has left after he's been fucking tied up and talked to like shit from all the Avengers or whatever, he decides to cast his last spell that transports him over to another dimension or to another reality, to a place called Weird World, where he's like the Harriet Tubman of that place. The places in the Civil War, and what he does is he takes all the children that are in the middle of this, and he escorts them to safety, like Underground Railroad, Harriet Tubman type shits, and that's what he's doing with. And he doesn't go by the Punisher. His name is Frank now, and that's it.
Okay. Can I go? Because I don't want to.
Nah, that's it.
This is a rant. So, what I think of his new character, based upon what you just said, is fuck this new character. I don't. So, part of me with the 2 channels we just covered that is I can't cover the basic woke redo fuck up shit because this shit pisses me off. I'm not even a diehard Punisher fan. But why do all this shit to destroy your character? I know it's par for the course. It's what they do. It's why I was so shocked that DC had a productive comic with the MonsterVerse with Kong and Godzilla. It's like, what is the fucking point of just destroying this character? And I know why. I know, okay, they see law enforcement use the Punisher logo.
Right.
So they have to destroy. It's like, fuck all of this. This is why I can't cover this shit anymore. Because it's like, fuck this. This is so ridiculous. Everything you said, every word, when you kept going, I'm like, there's more to this shit. You already divorced him. Now you're taking all of his money. Well, Jesus Christ. That is horrible. Just get rid of him. Just kill him. If you're going to do that, just shoot him in the head. He got shot. And the Punisher's dead, Frank Castle's dead. That would be a way better story than what the fuck you just told me. And if Frank Castle's dead, now we need a new Punisher. This new character would have so much better of a chance if Frank Castle died a heroic death and just got shot, and that was just the end. It was like, damn, Frank Castle's dead. And they just left him dead. It would suck. But, for the longest time, Barry Allen was dead. He was technically in a different universe, but for 20, 30 years, you didn't know what the fuck happened to Barry Allen.
Right.
He was gone. So you could, if you wanted to just kill Frank Castle, that would be way better than resurrecting his wife, and she's pregnant. She takes all of his money, and she talked down to him. And what the fuck is bad. This? That's horrible. Who's going to buy this comic after they know that? Why are you abusing the people who are paying you money for the Punisher? If you hate the logo, you hate what this represents so bad, which I think is also stupid, but whatever. Just kill him and get rid of him. That would be way better than what they did. Unreal. Unreal. And this is why I can't cover this shit anymore.
And actually the way I told you how that went down is exactly how that.
I know. Because that's what they do. That's what they've done to a bunch of characters. They had to, I talked about Stark marrying Emma Frost a few years ago. He was dating Hellcat, and all she did was talk shit about his white privilege and his wealth privilege, and just bash him and shit on him the whole fucking time. It's like, fuck this. I am paying you money for this shit, asshole. I don't want to see this. You know what I mean? I am giving you my hard-earned money for these overpriced fucking comics.
Right.
Jeez.
Man.
This is why Air July is making so much money, because this is what you've been doing for 15, 20 years to these characters. It's shit like this. Because this isn't even the first time they've done that. So all right, I'm done. But that made me really angry. I'm so
no. Actually, you don't have to stop, man. I was gonna tell you, like this dude here, he he's supposed to be like a guy that you haven't seen in a while, like from SHIELD, but he was a part of SHIELD. I guess you haven't seen him probably like in a minute in the comic books.
Okay.
He's retired or whatever. So something draws him back out of retirement, but when he does that, he decides to take up the mantle of the Punisher. The thing that makes this dude different is he's not coming in with real guns like Frank Castle. He coming in with some laser gun shit
to incapacitate instead of kill.
Well, I think that might be it, or the fact that you kill him with a laser, it looks less, even in Hollywood, you shoot a motherfucker with a laser, that ain't shit. You shoot somebody with a real gun, then they got to put some kind of rating on your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
That's the so basically, they're making this to be more of a less. I don't know. He's going to be on his mission, but I don't know if the method's going to be different or how it's going to look when he actually does whatever the fuck he's going to do. But my whole take on this is, I think this is going to be where he's going to be used, let's say, to go after conservatives, man.
That's why I heard that was the idea that he would go after the fascists.
Yeah, I think they're gonna use this Punisher to go after,
Just,
you know.
these characters would be for. This is why Disney's in the hole they are in. Let them burn it, the whole damn thing now. This is just ridiculous, unreal. I'm sorry. This really pisses me off, and I am not a diehard fan of the Punisher. It's just like, man, you don't have to destroy these characters. If you don't have to make them your political thing. And if you really hated this logo so much, again, you could have got rid of him in an honorable death. You could have done a lot of things. You want to introduce a new Punisher. You could have done a different. I say don't. I say keep the character the same fucking character he's been. And you don't have to just try to write comics that people actually want to read. Who wants to read this? Who purchased that Punisher comic? How many sales you think they did? Oh, I highly doubt they got 1,000 actual purchases of that Punisher comic. They might have got more than 1,000 people to sell to 1,000 different comic shops, or comic shops might have bought over 1,000 combined. I don't think 1,000 humans bought that comic. So why did you print, wasted money, wasted time, wasted hours for something that you knew people weren't going to buy? Oh, because it fits your political agenda. Your company, the whole company, Disney is losing money. They're laying off people at ESPN. They have such a fucking pit of money. They're losing money at the parks. They're losing money at every level. And it is because of their political agenda. That is confirmed. I think the reason they lost money at the parks was because of the LGBTQ stuff with the kids. That's why a bunch of conservative and not conservative, just conservative and neutral parents say, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to spend thousands of dollars to go to Disney World, especially when they also have busts of certain type of people who are a little too friendly with kids. We'll keep that. It like that. There were also people who worked for Disney who got busted for that. So with all this stuff, a lot of families said, we're not going to the parks. And the parks are what pays the bills for everything else. And the entertainment stuff is falling off. The sports stuff even is falling off. The comic stuff hasn't made money probably since we bought it. And it's like, at what point do you guys stop? Just stop. For fuck's sake, stop. Just please. I know everybody's not going to be perfect. I know, but they won't stop. They just won't fucking stop. Keep going harder and harder and harder. The fucking company is burning up and falling to the ground, and they still won't fucking stop. Jesus, stop. Just stop killing these characters. You don't have to kill all these characters. Hey, Snow Dub, I'm ranting about what they did to the Punisher because I didn't know. Shout out to 24/7 Fusion Media. Smart me up to what was going on in Punisher. This just, and I'm not even a diehard Punisher fan, but having resurrecting Frank Castle's wife just to divorce him and take all of his money and having all the Avengers shit on him was just unreal.
Well, even the dumbest part behind it too is she's all upset for what he did. So what does she do? She sells the weapon for money. So she's selling the weapons out for people to go out there and do. If she was really something, if she was really under the conviction, she wouldn't have sold the weapons.
Destroy them.
Right. But no. But she's got to get her pound of flesh, and then to make that virtual signaling, I'm going to give this to charity now.
But so
she
the people that created more killers because now they have Punisher level military grade weaponry in the hands of other people. That's smart.
Right, exactly. It's like, okay, I'll give this other half to the organization. They'll be taking care of the people that these weapons were sold to.
Should have just give them to the Avengers. Let them figure out something to do with it.
Oh yeah. But see, that's how stupid it is. That's how dumb these writers are. These writers can't think themselves out of a wet paper bag.
Oh, and hey, since your dildo and peace of Lord Thor.
Oh, the dildo is back.
Yo, take care, Lord Thoth.
Take care.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you just missed me spurting out about the Punisher, classic Fandom Minute style. Just totally spurting out.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Snow?
Unforgivable. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm just saying what's up to Snow Dub and Sentient. What's going on, brothers? Hopefully y'all are doing well. But yeah, man, they Yeah, this dude's gonna he's gonna be the one to take down the patriarchy, man. That's what I think.
Oh, jeez.
That's what I think this Punisher is gonna be, man. He's gonna be the Punisher that takes down the patriarchy, man.
You're
That's
probably right.
That's shit. Because if that's the case, he if he's gonna be doing the same shit Frank Castle was doing before they cucked him, I mean, shit. Why switch him out for this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, they might be pulling an okey doke, they might do a thing where they let this guy run for a year or two and actually bring back Frank Castle. That's probably why they never fucked around and right out killed him. Another thing too is, like Sox, Bulletin, shout out to my boy Sox, said a couple times, like, shit, they got the show coming up. How they gonna look like truly just killing his ass.
They got a Punisher show coming up?
Yeah, dude, John Bernthal, Punisher.
They're bringing that back. Okay.
For Disney Plus, yeah, man.
I didn't know that. I guess I should have known that because they were bringing all the Deadpool. So they're bringing not Deadpool,
Daredevil.
Daredevil. That's what I'm trying to say.
They're working on his stuff, man. So he's coming, and actually he's going to be a part of the Daredevil season 1, I think. So you're going to see him pop up in there as the Punisher. So the fact that his character is going to be used to, at least on the Disney Plus tip, it wouldn't be smart to just fuck around and just kill him off just like that.
That what also isn't smart to change him out in the first place if you're going to do a TV show. This is why these comics have never they don't sell. I think only comic book that sold well because of the Marvel Universe was like after the first Iron Man, and everything else hasn't sold because they never aligned things. Shit, even that Miss Marvel, they killed her off. I think they bringing her back like a month later. But I've
already seen her. Yeah,
because I think she's on the cover of that fucking Tony Stark Emma.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's in the background at the wedding. So it's like, damn, we just killed you, but now you at the wedding. How does this happen?
Yeah, yeah. AI would be better since you did that. I'd rather, they should fire all the writers and have AI write it, and they will get better results. Punisher brought to you by ChatGPT. ChatGPT can do a better job than this. And his wife, who was dead for years, is strong and independent. Don't need no man. Great,
of course,
excellent.
Yes. Don't need no man in my life.
Yeah, man. So that's what I think the Punisher is gonna be, man. It's gonna be on some other shit, man, and.
If he's thinking of the patriarchy, shouldn't he be like trans and other things too? I mean,
he is. It's only the first issue. You don't know.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know yet. Yeah.
Maybe he's going cheeks deep in his boyfriend. Who knows?
Oh, there we go. See, you're good at this.
Yeah, you
should get a job over there.
Hey, maybe I will. I mean, they don't pay much, so that's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I'm just gonna use ChatGPT to do the writing. I'll still be better at what they do.
Just polish it up a little bit.
Yeah,
send it in, and this Vigilante Williamson's the best writer we've ever had.
Right.
It's like Abraham Simpson. This episode of Itchy and Scratchy is written by Abraham Simpson.
Yeah. And Sox giving us a breakdown. So he's going to be a Daredevil, thinking his own show. Yeah, it's going to be. I don't know how that's going to work on Disney Plus. I mean, it only worked on Netflix because it was Netflix, and they had, especially for the Punisher. I don't know how that's going to work on Disney.
So all right, well, how about this? How about if they bring John Bernthal's Punisher, but with the laser guns?
That's not gonna work, man.
And then when he fucking shoots somebody, he hitting everybody on stun.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and then instead of him killing folks, they'll just wake up in jail or some shit, just on some old. But wouldn't that be some shit? Like he just hits everybody on stun, and
there we go.
That's probably what they'd rather have done than what they're going to do. You know what I mean? They probably rather be that. Which I think that's an issue with Disney Plus. They're a bit too PG and too little. They really need to have some R show. Wait, HS. Has the parental locks for R-rated shows.
Yeah.
Do they have R-rated content though?
Yeah.
On Disney Plus?
Actually, to be honest, now that you say that, from what I've heard, they do have R-rated content. Let's say already, like in the UK, if I'm not mistaken, like overseas, their Disney Plus has a lot of shit that they couldn't show, like, And to be honest, I heard that they were trying to raise it, but they got a lot of blowback. Like, hey, now you're gonna put R-rated shit on Disney Plus, and you got American parents that are not going for that shit. So, I guess it all depends on how far the parents are gonna let the kids go, and then is it gonna be up to the parents to set their Disney Plus on some old, they're gonna have to set the settings, to see who can watch what, and I don't know, man.
Netflix has a Netflix Kids and the major Netflix. I'm sure there's
Right.
Granted, the kids will probably figure a way around it, but still, and I will say this: Disney Plus is primarily bought for parents to sit their brats in front of so they can watch old Disney movies and cartoons and stuff. So it's not really oriented towards some of the content they make. I guess the Marvel stuff and the Star Wars stuff, but when you get into something like The Punisher, I'm surprised they didn't put like The Punisher and Daredevil on Hulu, because don't they still have an ownership of Hulu?
Right. Well, see, the thing is,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in trouble with Hulu.
Okay.
Okay. The thing is, if I'm not mistaken, the other half, Hulu's owned by Disney, and if I'm not mistaken, Comcast. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm about to say NBC, but that's
right. And the thing is, they're supposed to buy out, like something fucking happened, and now they're supposed to purchase the other half. They contractually have to buy the other half of Hulu, which is why they're trying to sell off parts of their Disney Disney shit now. Like they want to do a half partnership with, like they're trying to go with Apple to do half partnership on ESPN, because they want to partially keep ESPN, but they're trying to do a half partnership with that, and then they're trying to sell off a bunch of other properties.
I know that.
Like I mean, to be honest, they should be trying to fucking figure out what to do with Lucasfilms, Star Wars and all that. But they're trying to sell more of their lesser known things. I heard even, like, if I'm not mistaken, like ABC or one of those fucking companies that they own, I heard that they're even considering selling ABC, if that's what it is.
Yeah. I've heard that pretty much everything has a price. Like they're willing to sell pretty much anything.
Right. And I mean, Iger basically had a lot of people shitting on themselves when he was like, yeah, man, basically Disney can be for sale, all within itself. And so basically out of them, purchasing they purchased Marvel ways back, but then after purchasing like Star Wars, then they came,
Fox deal was terrible.
Fox was what got them. When they fucked around and got Fox, that's when they got a little deep. And the fact that their movies aren't bringing back, they're putting more money into the movies than what they're getting back in return. Plus, when you look at the whole gross amount of what they would make on any movie, when it gets to be shown in the theaters, of course the theater gets a percentage of that shit. So I mean, and that's what a lot of people don't look at. They think that Disney would be bringing home all the money. It'd be different if they were, and they can cut out the theaters, but they can't. They need the theaters, and they have to pay them.
Right.
Yeah, and apparently they take a bigger cut than most studios. Disney does.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I heard they do. I heard they take a lot more than let's say Warner Brothers or Paramount or Universal or whoever. Yeah, I heard they take more than anybody.
And honestly, if I remember correctly, theaters are not quite as happy. So I actually, just before I did this, I dropped a short on Barbenheimer. Barbie and Oppenheimer having a big weekend, probably the biggest weekend. 150 for Barbie and 80 mil for Oppenheimer. And those are both Warner Brother movies, aren't they?
Right.
I know for sure Barbie is. So Disney's chickens are coming home to roost. That's why I was ranting, spurging before everybody got here. For Stitch and Dildo got here. It's just like your company is on fire, and you're still doing this shit. But your company is literally on fire. As Psycho Dwarf 9 just kind of succinctly put it, Disney is contracted to buy Hulu.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's what we were just talking about, and they're trying to sell off assets. And I don't know how. I think they're fucked, and I hope they are. But this is like they're not gonna stop. Yeah, kids can learn about butt stuff in school, but God forbid they see an R-rated show. Parents don't give a fuck about school. They still trust the school systems.
Yeah,
so they don't know that the kids are learning butt stuff in school. They just trust them. They just send them to school. And then when the kids come home and complain, they're like, "You're just not working hard enough. Go back to school." And so there you go.
The parents are starting to see some things now. It's taking them a bunch of years, but
took them a decade, but they're catching on.
Slowly.
It took them a decade of their kids going to school normal and coming back with purple hair and fucking, you know what I mean? They're like, why does this keep happening? I don't know what's going on. It's like, well, fucking go to a parent-teacher conference every blue moon. See what the fuck they're teaching your kids. They're teaching your kid Marxism in math class, my guy. That's why you have a purple-haired psycho as a child. But you've just been, not paying any fucking attention. But that's another can of worms. I don't have kids, so I can't complain, I guess. Whatever. But just...
Yeah, well, I think Disney's gonna, and then that's the thing. Disney has a lot of money to pay to get to. They have to pay a lot of money for this Hulu thing, and they don't even have it to actually pay. So they're trying to get rid of a lot of shit to make up at least some of the money to pay for it. And the thing is, a lot of brands are ruined, and they don't even want to touch a lot of shit after what Disney has done to a lot of, a lot of this shit. So if Disney was smart, they tried to figure out what the fuck to do with Fox.
Yeah, they got to resell that, and they're gonna sell it at a major loss. Hell, Zax.
What's up, Zax? What's going on, brother?
Hey, Zax. Well, they're going to be selling a lot of stuff, I think. In the next couple of years here, things are going to go on the block, and I'm going to sit back and say Lucasfilm, I think it's going to be one of the higher ones that's going to be on the block compared to Marvel and Pixar, because they still think they can get
Pixar
money
too.
from those two. But as it goes,
they fucked up Pixar too on the low.
I know they have. They have. Yeah, they screwed that one up, but they still think that that's a viable. I mean, with how poorly Lucasfilm, especially with Indiana Jones and the Colostomy Bag of Doom that just came out.
I don't know why that movie got made. Still don't.
Exactly. And it did worse. It did worse than Solo, which is considered a big, huge failure for Lucasfilm. I can see them thinking that this is the least viable. This is one we bought $4 billion for. It should be laying us golden eggs, 2 golden eggs an hour. Instead, we get a 10 egg every week, possibly.
How did that happen? Isn't that crazy? They probably made their money back, but
they have.
They might not have. They may have barely broken even. I thought they underpaid for it at the time. I said, man, with Star Wars, they're going to make so much money. Holy shit.
Well, yeah. What they would have done like they're supposed to have done, they could have. But no, they decided to go woke and they went broke. And Bob Iger admitted that he stabbed Lucas in the back.
God,
he admitted. He wrote about it in his book. I stabbed him in the back. So as that goes, it's like, this could have been a huge moneymaker for them. There should have been almost a crown jewel, even more than Marvel, but no, they had to go stupid. The Force is female and crap like that.
Unreal. And hey, Kai, if I didn't say what up to Kai.
What's up, Kai? How's it going, brother?
So yeah,
man, great to have y'all here, man.
Yeah,
but of course, I'm just making prediction. I don't have any sources. This is my gut feeling on things. So I
think
could be
they're
wrong.
on the stuff though, because they can't keep everything.
No,
and you know what? I'm glad I was wrong. I totally just really bought in to the Disney is the evil, unstoppable, abominable empire, and they're gonna be here forever, and there's nothing we can do. And you know what I mean? I am so glad to have been wrong on that. And that they have stretched their limit. They are losing money, and now they have to sell off so much stuff. They bought too much stuff. They shouldn't have bought. Fox was a dumb purchase.
Yeah.
They should have bought the rights they needed if they wanted to get their rights back for the movies, and that's it. They should not have bought the entirety of Fox. Then they were contractually obligated to sell a good portion of it anyway off the grip, because they had to sell all of the Fox Sports stuff, and that's why it's Bally Sports now. If you ever see that stuff, so they had to. It was a stupid purchase. And then they purchased, obviously, Lucasfilm somehow didn't make their money or barely made their money back. Marvel was a good purchase, obviously, because the cinematic universe. But then they've destroyed so many brands. And you brought up Pixar. I guess some wokeness, but I mean, that was just that brand lost its sanctity. They had that Elemental that I keep thinking it's Osmosis Jones, but it's not. And that didn't do well. And they had a lot of movies. They just started to. You know what? One of obviously the wokeness and stuff. I just spurred about it. Of course,
yeah, that shit that shit killed Pixar. Yeah,
that killed it. But one of the big things I think was the overuse, because Pixar movies used to kind of feel big anytime a Pixar movie came out, and now they spent like they've made in the past 5 years or 3 to 5 years, they have made so much shit. They've just pushing out so much shit. From all their brands, from Pixar, from Star Wars, from Marvel. There's so much stuff. Like, I can't keep up with half of the stuff they did over the past 3 or 4 years. And because they just every week they have a new Pixar stuff. They overplayed their hand with a lot of their brands in every conceivable way, not just with the political stuff, but from the just raw amount of material they released. And Pixar used to feel special because it was a fairly rare thing. Yeah, they bought. This is true, Kai. They bought Marvel because they needed something for boys because they were viewed as a girl's brand, and then they girlified it. That's exactly what they did.
Right.
Shit, they did the same thing to Star Wars.
Yeah, that was another thing. Have you seen Luck on Apple TV? Skydance movie, lots of fun, really good. People talk good about Apple TV, and I had a subscription, but I never watched a thing on it. It came with the iPad when I bought it back in the day, but I just never watched it.
The big question is how soon until we hear that Disney Plus is going to be rolled into another streaming service, or just die, because they're already releasing stuff out of their libraries to go out there. Same thing with Paramount Plus. They're letting stuff out of their paywall to other people again.
Yeah. I think the streaming service era was a fail.
Yeah,
it only worked when Netflix had everything. That's why people bought Netflix, because for $10 a month at the time, you could get so much material. And I've said this a million times, but once everybody took their material back, it fractioned everything, and then every streaming service felt incomplete, Netflix included. They obviously ramped up a lot of their original content since then, but like everything felt incomplete. It's like, well, I don't have everything. When 2015, I could turn on Netflix, and I don't know if all the stuff was actually on it, so forgive me. But you presumably watch Friends, and then maybe watch Daredevil, or maybe watch something else from a different SpongeBob, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? All these different things that are now locked behind different brands, Young Justice and whatever. But no, now that's HBO Max. This is Paramount Plus. This is Disney Plus. And so the consumer who doesn't want to pay $70 to get all these different subscription services for what they got for $10 a few years ago. So I think a lot of these things are going to mothball, and I think hopefully Disney Plus is one of them. Paramount is probably one of them too. I feel like all we're going to end up having is probably Netflix and Amazon, maybe Apple, because they got enough money to keep it going, and maybe if they can get some of these other services rolled in, they can resurrect themselves. But the streaming era didn't quite. It's kept cable alive, despite cable's death has not happened yet. Cable TV still does exist. So,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, even the satellite services haven't killed cable.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. Some people are saying, hey, out of all the fucking streaming services that you have to get, I heard somebody say it was better off just keeping cable.
Yep.
And trying to get some kind of fucking bundle deal or some kind of package or some shit, man. Like, fuck. I don't know, man. I'm just glad I got all my fucking DVDs and movies, man. That's fuck that.
Yeah. And Sister Dildo brings up another point, Tartuga will just say, you don't necessarily need to pay for the streaming service. And Hell James Jackson said, is Young Justice canceled? It looks like it might be at least not renewed. I don't know if it's officially canceled. Obviously got canceled once after, what was it, season 2 or 3. Then it came back for a couple seasons and they're waiting on season 5. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it's just kind of in developmental hell.
What's up, James?
But it hasn't been confirmed yet.
Shit. James is cool, motherfucker. Boy. Man, glad you can make it, James. Thank you, man.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for being here, man.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's in it's not canceled officially, but it's not renewed yet. So they're just
waiting to see what's
going, basically. And similar to Disney, Discovery / Warner has gotten rid of a lot of things and trying to cut money too. So who knows if it comes back? Who knows? It's just in developmental hell. I have a feeling it'll probably come back, but it's probably gonna take a little bit. Because it is one of those shows that a lot of people like. I like the first couple seasons. I didn't watch the newer seasons though, of Young Justice.
Well, the funny thing is with the writers and actors strike.
Oh yeah.
What I wonder is how much does that play into animation?
I don't know I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what the
I'm just wondering, like, do we have are the voice actors out there on the fucking picket line with the little signs and shit? That's what I'm wondering.
I think we were looking through a little thing that SAG put out there, and I think like video games and even voice acting, I think has a pass on this one.
Right.
Just like some of the smaller studios, the independent studios also get a pass on it. So I think that when it comes around the voice work is still kind of open. Is all the other stuff, the actual going out in front of a camera.
Okay, that's actually a good thing because I'm a fan of animation anyway. So hope that stuff doesn't get held up too much. Zach, you're 100% right. There's a cost to convenience ratio for streaming service, and they're way over cost, especially when you got to combine them to get something. So we need some of these streaming services to die and some of their content to migrate over to other streaming services. I think the only company that did something right was Sony. Instead of making their streaming service, said, fuck it, we're just going to license to Netflix and let them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Instead of putting all that investment. And I think a lot of these other companies should have did something similar. Should have just picked another streaming service. Disney should have just did a deal with Apple and just said, okay, we're going to put our content on Apple. And that would have probably helped Apple TV make a lot more money. And Disney would have saved a lot of money because they wouldn't have to shelter all the costs themselves. So that this is the streaming services, ironically enough, are going to be dead. We're still in a very weird place with the future of entertainment. Entertainment is in this like re-primordial situation because we've seen kind of the death of the movie star, the splintering of entertainment, the rise of the NPC girl, as such a dildo has put me up for. But that, the rise of the internet celebrity, the rise of the TikToker, the rise of the Instagrammer, the rise of the YouTuber, the rise of all of these many weird subcultures on top of the film content or the traditional scripted content kind of just got worse on top of it. And it's Sony, because they did a deal with Amazon for the Spider-Man project. That's smart. See, they can do that because we'll give you a deal and you a deal, and we don't have to take all the risk. So like entertainment and cable has fallen with a lot of viewership and a lot of subscriptions, but then the streaming services are all competing for the same dollar. So we're in a very undefined place for where entertainment is going. We don't know. And a lot of the big budget entertainment is failing while streamers and TikTokers are really flying off the shit. They're doing their thing and shit. Isom, shout out to Isom. We see what he's doing with the comic book. Shout out to Eric July. There's a new path for independent material, and I think independent is going to get a lot bigger over the next 5 or 10 years, of all kinds of film, of animation, games. Obviously, is already here. Indie games,
Yeah, India.
comic. So it's going to be a very weird place for the big budget corporate entertainment over the next few years.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy right now. From what a lot of folks are saying, depending on what happens with this writer strike, this thing can go any which way, and
They
it can go for as long as people don't even know. And what's going to happen is Hollywood's going to, and a lot of people are going to go elsewhere for their entertainment, and that's where the rise of the indie filmmaker, like in games, animation and a bunch of other shit, that's when they can actually rise up and prosper, especially in comic books. And this can actually give people another reason to actually come back to comics.
Could.
Entertainment industry is not doing that well. The thing is, you got to give them something worth coming back to.
Definitely. That's where there is space for the independent creator.
Right.
And what was I going to say? I just lost my point.
To actually, when you think about it, you think how much money Eric July just hit 2 million today, if I'm not mistaken. He just hit 2 million on ISOM #2. Now, just think, and he's just one guy dropping one project. That's one comic book, man.
Yeah.
Now, just think if he can do that, man, and other people can kind of tap and at least get a piece of that. Not, not of his money, but I'm just saying, look, if people are going to spend $35 on his one comic to make him 2 million by now, and he just dropped it, like a month ago? If that? Yeah, about a month ago, and shit. Look, this, there's money out there for everybody, and you can't say that an indie dude can't make it. Yeah. It's all about putting in the work and everything else. But right now, it's prime time, to put it out there. And even with that, let's say, like for what we're doing right here on YouTube, there can be people just going to be looking elsewhere, man, to just look to see something different. Yeah. And that's where all of us, there's a lot of content creators here right now in the chat. That's when a lot of us can rise up and give the people something different that, they can sit there and sink their teeth into than what the bullshit they're getting out from Hollywood, man.
A couple monetized content creators in the chat. I think I know Kai just got monetized.
Yeah,
hopefully you will be too, and maybe me. We'll see.
Shit, maybe hopefully, hopefully we all get it, man.
But and they just lowered their standard. I think we're Splinter. Yeah, Glenn, just 5% of ISOMs 2 is 100,000. You know what I mean? You don't have to get that big of a success. And peace out, Das Wolfen. He has to run. I appreciate you being here, as we think we all do. But yeah, you don't have to get 2-3 million project to be successful. We're in a splintered entertainment space. There are very few Universal superstars nowadays. Universal, everyone knows and everyone likes. The Michael Jackson ain't walking through that door. Whitney Houston ain't walking through that door. You know what I mean?
Right.
Britney Spears is walking through that door to punch Victor Wembanyama, but that's it. There's not a lot of big super mega stars that everybody knows and everybody like. I guess Tom Cruise is still around. There's a couple, but it's not the same as what it once was. But we're in an entertainment space where there's a lot of subcultures. This is a subculture, right? There's millions of people who don't know any of this shit exists, but there's millions of people who do and love it all. There's millions of people. I joked about the NPC thing. I didn't know what it was until like last week, but millions of people were already watching it. Man. There's all these different YouTubers who have millions of subs that you may not know, but they're in their own subculture, in their own bubble, and there are people who are able to create content and entertainment for their bubble, for their little space, for their little corner. And so I think that's where entertainment is going, wherever it goes. I don't think we'll get a few big projects. Like I said, Barbie, believe it or not, was a huge success this weekend. We'll see how many other successes Hollywood has.
Let's see how long that shit lasts. You take it easy, Das Wolfen.
Barbie does have this. Yeah, peace out, Das Wolfen. But Barbie does have like there's grandmas who've been collecting Barbies and daughters that collect Barbies. That's one of the few female collectibles that have historically been around for years and years. So there is that built-in audience. They'll probably make a couple of those. I don't know how good it is. I ain't watching it, but as far as money, they'll probably make a little bit of money.
To my deconstruction, I mean,
is it supposed to be feminist?
Oh yeah. What's up, Zachariah?
I mean, I guess the Barbie already was, right?
315. What's going on, brother?
Shit.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be interesting to see what happens in the second week for Barbie.
Well, look. I tell you what. Critical Drinker watched it. Check out his review.
Okay.
His shit's about like 8 minutes, but it'll be worth every second that you watch it, man. And
when are we getting offshore driller Barbie or like sewage factory Barbie? They never did that. They did Malibu Barbie. How come she doesn't do any of these jobs, huh? No, never.
No.
Garbage man Barbie. How come? Truck driver Barbie. We don't get that.
There we go.
I think
sewer Barbie.
I think they do have like construction worker Barbie.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
with the hard hat and drill and fucking flannel shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, and fucking suspenders and looking like tool time. Yeah, ready to go.
Yeah, okay. So they did some of that stuff. I would love for offshore drilling, underwater welding Barbie.
There we go.
Barbie fights the patriarchy in California in 2023. What patriarchy?
That's wow.
The matriarchy, you mean?
Yeah,
that's more like it. Well, they live in their artificial world of
and basically Ken becomes the villain.
Yeah. Really?
No shit.
Awesome. That's great. Kid is the villain for what? For being loyal to his woman for like 60 years.
Yeah, and that's really what it is. It's like he's never had a word to say anything. He doesn't get asked his opinion, none of that shit. So him and Barbie make it to the real world, and somebody asks him for his opinion, and he gives it, and they're like, "All right, shit, well, thanks." And he's like, "Well, damn, somebody finally asked me some shit," and he started like becoming a dude, like people. Asking for his input, he's replying, and people listening to him and shit like that. This is just on that. So he goes back to Barbie world, and he starts like, he starts showing like, hey, look, I got an opinion, I got something to say, this and that, and all the Barbies in Barbie land start listening to his ass, and dude, that became problematic.
Is he like Andrew Tate? he's too...
not to that degree, but it's basically he basically started manning up, man, and it was too much.
He's red pilled. Awesome. Now I want to see Barbie.
Yeah,
you sold it to me because I'm like, I got it.
But the whole part is they shitting on men and all. That's the whole part that makes it like
I want to see the kid movie. Let's do the kid spinoff where he's like Andrew Tate. He's right all the time. I like it. Now I'm with it.
It's funny. I heard that if this movie kind of went well, I heard they might fuck around and give him his own shits. But I was like, how is it if y'all just made him? I don't. After what I heard, how the movie goes down.
He's the hero of the movie. To me, I think.
That could actually be a perspective. That he is. But basically,
it is. Not the kid.
But then at the end of the movie,
this bitch down for 60, 70 years. They made him the villain in this movie.
Yep.
God damn. Can't get shit.
Course,
see, if we ain't learned nothing between the Punisher and Ken, you can't be loyal. Not to go completely red pill. I'm not trying to be agitated, but you can't be loyal to these women, apparently. That's what Hollywood has just told you. Your loyalty will not be rewarded.
Yep.
The crazy part is at the end of the movie, from what I hear, they basically the Kens, they all get reverted back to their old selves, and the Barbies take back over, and it's like
they re-brainwashed the men. That's how they
and then Barbie becomes a real woman, and she talks about how she has a vagina now.
Isn't that great for the kids to hear?
Yeah, well, that's
oh yeah, there's a lot of parents that came home or women that went to see it with their kids that were not very happy about this.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's interesting to see what happens the second week.
And actually, I've heard that parents were kind of pissed because they had to fight. They talked about Barbie not having a cooch. You know, she couldn't go to a gynecologist or whatever. And now that
Oh man,
she became a real woman, she ended up getting a cooch, and she's like, "Nah, I can go to the gynecologist," because now she has a real. Because that was like the running joke that
oh
they don't
man,
have, because you know she was a
Yeah.
doll, so she don't have a real body part. But now she's a real woman, she does, and she can go to the gynecologist. So that the kids in there were like, "Hey, mom, what's a gynecologist?" And then the parents got pissed because they had to now explain what the fuck that is, because Barbie wants to go, and I want to see if that's where I want to go. So what is it, mom?
wow.
What is this,
They
dad?
can't. Hollywood can't do shit right. Even when they have like a built-in, because the marketing for this movie, I mean, for whatever it's worth, they did a good job, and they had, they got a great first weekend out of it. So all they have to do is just make Sonic only with Barbie. You know what I mean? Just make a simple look at my crotch. Look at it. But no, all they have to do is just make a stand-up straight, simple, basic bitch movie. And they still have to add in,
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. So that's basically what happened, man. Ken ended up, Ken ended up having an opinion, and that became problematic. So they had to fucking shut him, and then, they started playing to all the trope of men, like, oh well, let's get the men to fight over us and all this and that. So they started getting all the Kens to fight each other. It's like, because that's what men do.
Movie, all jokes aside.
That kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, well,
sorry.
No,
I've been sad thing. But the sad thing is they took something like Barbie, which should be a family movie, for all to enjoy, and they destroyed it. I mean, with all this adult stuff, it's like, parents unknowingly taking your girls to go see it, and what do they get? They got a bunch of chin beard bronies in there going, yeah,
right.
oh yeah.
Oh, the Discord mods.
Shit.
Why? Yeah, man, this is just make a simple family movie. That would have been way better than this.
I was laughing at Glenzer. He says, "Koof Barbie wears a mask and can't get within 6 feet of Ken."
Yeah, I saw that.
I said, "Holy shit!" Marketing was excellent. Yeah, it was funny because a lot of actors were telling people that this is a feminist movie, and then the company put it out. We're saying, no, it's not. Don't listen to them. It's not. So it's funny that people were like getting on the actors for trying to ruin this shit, and the actors were just telling the truth. Like Simu Liu was one of them that was like, "Yeah, you guys striking the patriarchy with this movie."
I didn't know he was in it. He's
one of the Kens. He's like Asian Ken.
Mm.
Yes, and so they got like Asian Ken. They got Michael Cera is one of the Kens.
I did see that. He was
so you got all kind of shit going on with this Barbie movie, man. It's
golly.
Yeah, man.
They messed up some money doing all that dumb shit. They could have kept it simple, did light feminism. You know what I mean? You ain't had to go hardcore for the streets feminism, just some light little jokes, kept it a simple family movie, not make Ken the villain. Jesus, they couldn't have made like a different Barbie the villain or evil Barbie or some shit.
Nah, but it was...
They can't. It's too ingrained in them now. They gotta smash men, and that men are jerks. And
they could have kept it simple and like not gone so hard with it. You know what I mean? Still got a little bit of it in. People would have dealt with diet feminism. And Sister Diddle says there's good performances in it. I don't know. What's it rated? Is it PG-13? It must be then, right?
I heard it was PG-13, and it's crazy. I also heard that it attacks like parenthood and shit like that, man.
What are they doing? Well, I guess it's population control. This is why nobody's in relationships. Nobody's having kids. We're not replacing ourselves anyway, because this is family friendly entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just make a kids movie. Like, just make a family movie. You don't have to do all this.
Yeah, it's I heard it was also a musical as well. Like, there's a lot of musicals. There's a lot of this singing and dancing. So there's you get to see Margot Robbie and Ken do some things. So you're gonna see a lot of dancing. You're gonna see some singing, and you can tell by some of the trailer that it breaks into like some kind of song and dance. So, shit, yeah, get ready to put on your dancing shoes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, let me see. So we got Barbie smashing the patriarchy. We got the new Punisher smashing the patriarchy. What else we got?
Which, by the way, the patriarchy really isn't for men; it's for families. But whatever. The whole idea of the patriarchy. Yeah, I don't think they know how to make a simple family movie anymore. Because there would be no reason to make this an ultra feminist movie. Like I said, there's a huge family component into the natural Barbie fan base of grandmothers who pass it to their daughters, who are passing it to their daughters. So you know what I mean? Like you got a built-in fan base for Barbie that they're gonna go see this movie, especially the first weekend. All you really had to do was aim for a DreamWorks or classic DreamWorks / Pixar style, or I guess now it's Illumination, not DreamWorks, but that style of movie where it's family friendly, have a few jokes for the adults, maybe a feminist joke or two. Okay, people will settle for it, whatever. You don't have to go super hardcore like that, but I don't think they know how. I talked about social media earlier. I think a lot of stuff they do for social media pats, and for Twitter pats and Twitter likes, and you go girl, and it's like, okay, cool, but you just lost. We'll see what the second week. Now I am interested in what's the second week going to do.
Yeah, that's
very interesting.
Funny. It's funny you say that. There are people trying to see. Well, let's see what the drop off is going to be. Plus, they made it as a double. They put it as a double feature with Oppenheimer. So of course, that sold a lot more on both ends. Of course.
So wait, it was a set actual double feature, so you could buy a ticket for both one and get both.
Right. So and then they said that helped out a lot on both ends. Got something for the gals, something for the guys. I just know the guys were hating it when they had to go and watching the Barbie part, but but at least it brought back a double feature, and that helped spark things for on both ends. So
yeah.
That's
shout out to them for for even being able to sell a double feature nowadays. You know what I mean? And make all the money that they make, combine a $200+ million weekend. I did a short about it on my channel, so please sub so you can see this type of stuff. But yeah, so shout out for them to even do that. They deserve some credit for even doing that. Just seems like a waste, and apparently it's no, you were right the first time, the Mardix, because it's like a Marxist. But no, feminist Wizard of Oz plus Matrix. That's what's described. It seems somewhat interesting. I may movie it, as Essential Dildo put it. And Disney had to force people out of Pixar so they could push them around, forcing the ideology in movies. That's just mind-boggling to me. But you're probably right.
And actually, from what Kai is saying, a lot of the people that made Pixar great they're not there anymore. And then within the last, let's say, a handful of years or so, Disney got rid of all of them. So that's why now their movies are coming out being like shit. And it's like, damn, the people that got you there, you guys got rid of them because they were who they were, and they probably didn't agree with the politics, but it shouldn't have been about that. It should have been about the work, instead of trying to figure out who the fuck's voting for who, man. That shit don't mean shit anyway, man.
Yeah, and like whatever happened to subtly putting your politics into shit? Like, there's a lot of stuff. You go back and you watch. I mean, obviously, something like Rocky IV is all like American patriotic propaganda. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's a lot of political stuff and some beloved stuff, but it's not really overt, and it's not really the point of the movie. I mean, I guess with Rocky IV, it's a little bit about USA or whatever. But like, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, I guess that's one thing versus like, putting it in your movie as if you're trying to be like patriotic. That's one thing. But I mean, when you're trying to get rid of folks because of they backed up Trump or whoever. that becomes something else, man.
Yeah, that's true. And they really need to stay out of the hardcore politics either way,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
They don't necessarily need to put MAGA hats on everybody. That's not going to help either.
No.
You know what I mean? That would you would just have the opposite effect. So, but I mean, look at Wall-E. That was a pretty like a environmentalist movie and anti-internet culture movie as it was starting to build up at that time, and anti-laziness because everybody became, these fat people who couldn't move and were in the thing. So they had a lot. They were saying a lot with something like this, and some of those Pixar movies have an apocalyptic twist to it. So there's something extra being said, but that's not really the point. They're still trying to make a good movie, and so I guess you're right, Citcha Dildo. Modern writers aren't smart enough to do subtle, but it's like you know what it is? I don't actually believe that all modern writers aren't smart enough to do subtle. I think going back to what Glenza said, they don't hire talent, they hire quotas, and they really hire ideology. They have hired so much for ideology. And now, I mean, shit, they're selling everything, firing everybody. Now they just got to fire people for ideology. Now they got to get rid of a lot of those people. But it's like, man, just you can still put some of this stuff in subtly and make your point if you have a political slant. It's not like writers in the past didn't have political slants or didn't have something to say.
Oh no, yeah.
That's part of writing. It's part of art. You might have something that's not overt, something that's in the subtext that you want to say. So you can still get that done and not beat everybody over the head. And not at all. The ones that want to work for big corpos, they don't, and they need to get back to that. They have to. Now they have no choice. Before, I think they thought they can just, and we're still seeing a lot of that stuff come out. They just, we can just be as political and liberal and progressive and fuck the patriarchy and fuck the, fuck men, fuck all this other stuff. They can really go hard in that. And because they had money coming in, rather it was, the fun. Remember, Disney had a whole relationship with China that they don't have anymore. They had a whole thing where they were cool putting movies in China and making money, and they haven't done that in 3 or 4 years. They had a whole park system that was making money 2019 and back, hand over fist. I remember working with a lot of people because, especially when I was in Charlotte. So a lot of people that's the Southeast, they had no problem getting a Disney season pass and taking weekend trips down to Florida to go to Disneyland or Disneyland, Disney World. I always fuck that up.
Disney World down there.
Disney World, Disneyland in California. Yeah, but they had no problem. I'm sure that was a lot of families similar throughout the Southeast who had no problem getting a season pass and taking those weekend trips to Orlando to go to Disney. And you pissed them off. You went and pissed this fan base off for no reason. You could have subtly put some of this shit, and you probably would have won. You know what I mean? They could have won this culture war without even trying if they would have just done it subtly. And they fucked it all up. And now they're losing money hand over fist, and they ruined surefire money. Unreal. Okay, I'm done spurging. I feel like I've spurred. I think because I don't talk about this stuff on my main channels anymore, I unfortunately just use your channels. Like, here's all of my spurging about.
No, you good.
Well, no,
politics.
You haven't been around for a while, so we enjoy it, man.
I think I did not realize it. Apparently, I do need to still talk about this shit.
But,
yeah, man. I mean,
oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, we appreciate you. Talking.
Yeah, but it's kind of what you were sitting back saying. It's like you had people that were putting, messages in their stories, but they were able to do it intelligently without bashing over the head. This new, for loosely writers and people in the creative talents don't understand that. They just have this mentality of just preach and shove it down their throat and look how smart we are.
Yeah, very ham-fisted. And to answer Citcha Dildo's recent question, what was Barbie's budget? $145 million. Still a pretty big budget. I didn't think they need.
Yeah.
God, they had a lot of actors though in it. They had a lot of people, so a lot of that's probably salary for all these different cameos and stars, and you know what I mean. So that probably where a lot of that went. That's another thing, Hollywood. You got to get these budgets down. They got to get under 100 million. They just have to.
Well, that's what we were saying before on another channel. It's like these films that didn't cost much are raking in returns on their profit. Yeah, I mean they're not hundreds of millions of dollars like they expect with these big blockbusters, but Megan did a decent return for what it was.
A lot of horror stuff does that.
Yeah, right. And look at this the
Sound of Freedom.
Right. I mean, this is basically a movie that's gone out there word of mouth. And only in the United States so far. And look at the return on investment that had. And it's beaten Indiana Jones this week. It's number 3. And what other film was? I can't remember what the other one was, but 2 films you'd think would be doing a lot better than they really are, and they're not where they should be. They're not where they should be.
Yeah, that's like a Mission Impossible. They got
Mission Impossible. Yeah, Mission Impossible. So this thing beat out Mission Impossible and Indiana Jones this week.
Wow, and it's made 100 million total at the box office.
Yeah. Oppenheimer and even The Flash.
Yeah, and essentially did those right when you double it, and they definitely spent their budget on marketing too because they marketed the hell out of that Barbie movie. So they probably spent 300. It'll make some money. They'll get some of it. But remember, getting over 300, they really got to get over 500, which they probably still will. Because we're talking 150. That's only is that domestic or domestic and international? I didn't even I did the short, didn't even pay no attention. And if you're wondering, Sound of Freedom had a budget of 14.5 million. So max 30. If maybe they spent it because there was a lot of social media buzz about it. So max out the door 30 million, break in 100 million. They've already well made their money back. And that's how it needs to get back down to. You got to get out the door with a movie for under 100 million, definitely. And if you can get under 50, because that's how a lot of 80s and 90s movies got made. One, they didn't spend as much in marketing. They didn't habitually do the double the budget for marketing like they do, 2000s on. And so a lot of your classic movies, these movies that you love, they spent like 7 million on, made 80 million, and they were like, yeah, it's happy, and did a sequel for it. You know what I mean? In their initial runs. They didn't make hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. I know it's a different era, inflation, all that good stuff, but still, you got to get back to making movies for a sound price, a cheaper price. You see, everything should be cheaper. And honestly, it's probably time to go back to practical. I think CG.
You know what? You took the words right out of my fucking mouth, man. I was gonna say, dude. The thing is, but see, now that's the problem. The problem is the art of practical effects. I feel like have been fucking lost because now everybody depends on the CGI shit, and the people that used to do the practical effects, a lot of them have passed away. Or they're too old to do it because that's some shit that the older dudes used to do that the younger cats would have been like, fuck that, give me CGI.
You know what, you say that, but in the Splinter universe, there are YouTubers who know how to do practical effects. There are YouTubers using miniatures, using stop motion. You know what I mean? So I don't know if the art, it's definitely lost at the major thing, at the major corpo level. Right. But I think there are YouTubers and people on the internet who have, maybe it's not the same as what it would have been, we talk about the Puppet Masters and some of the stuff we got in the 70s, 80s, 90s and back. But there are individuals who I'm sure who could fill in that role with practical, and cameras are cheaper. All the editing tools are a lot cheaper, a lot more practical to use. So this is something that can be done. You're not shooting to film for the most part. I mean, sometimes, obviously, Oppenheimer was because of Nolan. But, like, you can, do Hollywoods even allow practical stuff? I don't know. And then, MI7, a lot of those Mission Impossible stunts, they're more practical than they look. There's some CGI editing to edit. There's that famous, I don't know if that was for this one or a previous one, where Tom Cruise is literally hanging off of a fucking plane. He has harnesses and shit, but he's hanging off of a plane.
Yeah.
And that's a real shot. And so there's, I think there's some people who are trying to sneak it in. They got to get back to practical. They have to, because CG, it didn't get cheaper. CG has never gotten cheaper, and it looks worse than ever. So you have to, you're wasting your money. And I know practical can still get expensive, for some of these shots. But even talking about stuff, Oppenheimer, there's obviously, nuclear physicist or whatever he was. That was the whole point. And the explosion, I think, is done practically, or with this minimal CG. So you can still do it. There are people who know. It's probably not, the knowledge, I think, has probably died off to the extent that it was in the 70s, 80s. But I think it can still get done, and you teach people. I think a lot of people.
I would say that it was more like a lost art, like as far as like seeing it actually done and people, actually really wanting to do it. I mean, I think it's a shame, because that's what I would rather prefer. I'd rather prefer seeing that. But again, puppeteers, people that know how to do makeup.
That was just here. You know what I mean? People still do puppetry. You know what I mean? So I do think it did die, but I think it can be. You can give it the clear and bring it back to life. I think there's some of that knowledge still around. Clear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, man.
No, you good. No, I'm just saying, like, shit, but it's like, you can only get so many studios that can really pull it off on the level of, like, Henson's studio.
Yeah. You might not get back to that level. You might take some time. Because they did it. They were so elite at it, right?
Exactly.
I do agree with that. That like, what we got with Labyrinth and Fraggle Rock and the cool stuff we got back in the day, that might be a little lost, but we could get somewhere. We can get closer to it. Then I think we can get close to it. Oh, I mean, did Oppenheimer just, what the hell was that? CIA?
I don't know. It's probably the Fed agents there following me. I think that's what it is.
That's what it sounds like. Sounds like we got a message from the aliens or something. What was that?
I know.
What happened?
It was just this weird noise, and it sounded like the phone was tapped or whatever. It just had this weird sound, like an extra noise, or a radio frequency wave or some shit.
Oh shit! I don't know what that was. But man, that's the only way we could see this turning around, man. And again, it's a lost art. There's a lot of things that Hollywood don't really do anymore, or don't care to do, or they try to cut corners to not do it or to make it easier, and dude, it looks like people are tired of this shit, man. They tired looking at the same shit being done the same way. A lot of these companies have the same formula that they keep putting out the same movies with, and all that shit's getting old, man, and it's rocking Hollywood. And then what's so bad about it with this writer strike and this actor strike is you got all this bad material that's out there. These writers and actors, they want more, and it's hard to see how they can get more when what they've been putting out for the last 5 to 7, 8 years have been.
It's been trash. Looks like they got them. I'll say this, man, and I'm not trying to be an asshole to the writers, especially writers in particular. Man, I gotta say, you haven't. I know there's been good writers, there've been good stories, there've been good shows, there've been good movies over the past 10 years. So some of you do deserve it, but most of you don't. Most of you deserve a pay cut. Most of you don't even deserve to be in Hollywood. And I know it's not 100% their fault. No, a lot of stuff comes higher up. A lot of this stuff comes from producers and execs and whatnot who did give the ideas to the writers to try to make what do they say? Chicken salad, chicken shit. But even with that,
I never heard that one. But
you haven't heard that? Some of the I think WWE wrestlers will say it because they get a bad storyline trying to make it popular. But I get that sometimes the writers are working with their hands tied behind their backs because of the execs. But bro, across the board, I guarantee you, I just spurred about this Punisher shit. I guarantee you that writer who came up with all that bullshit, that was not from an exec. That was from them. You know what I mean? So, and I know that's not quite Hollywood, but that same thing is happening in Hollywood, where these writers on their own are coming up with absolute garbage in the name of ideology, in the name of impressing their Twitter friends, instead of making something that people will like. And so you're striking right now, bro. I'm not taking your side. You guys deserve a pay cut. You deserve a pay cut, and you deserve to be fired, and they need to hire new writers across the board of Hollywood for the most part. Obviously, there's exceptions, but they're fewer and far between, especially right now. So,
Right.
those are my thoughts on the strike.
Yeah, man. And then the thing is, I don't know. It's this thing is bad, man. I hope it lasts for a while. This strike.
I want it to last for a long time.
Yeah, me too. Even though, I mean, in some ways, maybe the strike from the 2000s is part of the reason we got so many bad writers. I'm not sure.
I'm sure.
Because honestly, that was after that strike, entertainment just didn't feel right. I don't know what anyone else thought.
Mm-hmm.
But you can look back
really
and say
started
that
going
was
downhill. I mean, really, it did. So
yeah.
It's why do they want to have so much money when they're giving us so much garbage?
Yeah. Yeah. Let the bitch burn.
Let the bitch burn. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree.
I think this is we're gonna have the rise of independent entertainment over the next 5 to 10 years. That's what we're gonna get. That's what we're already getting. We're already getting that. And hell, I feel like video games have already well replaced scripted content as far as TV/streaming and movies. I feel like video games are now the premier entertainment art form as far as major brands. So yeah, Hollywood would charge more. Yeah, they would charge more for WNBA tickets. I agree that OA strike hurt them. They start using inexperienced writers so they could take advantage. Yeah, and they start using writers fresh out of college, fresh out of ideology, indoctrination. And I think that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly. Glenser, that's funny.
And the WNBA is not successful. That's what they're doing.
Man. Well, shit. Tell you what, man. I know I'm gonna have to get going here in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to at least finish this up, and here in the next minute or two, because I got a job to do here after this show.
Yeah,
okay,
he's
man.
gotta go do something here.
Yeah, I mean,
I forgot to tell you about it too.
No. You guys are good.
I was enthralled with Vigilante.
Yeah, actually, I've been having a good time. I know normally don't work on Sundays, but I was asked to do a job once I get done with 5. So and I seen that we've been going for a hot conversation, man. I wish I could see you here again next week, man. We'd love to,
man. Hey,
really finish this up.
If you can send the links earlier, like it may be my phone. I don't know if it's my phone, but I got a link, like around 3, so I had enough time to kind of like, okay, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, actually, what I'll do, man, is I'll go ahead and I'll send it to you early, man. And that way,
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, actually,
I still need to. I'd still need the outlet to talk shit about this entertainment shit more than I thought I did.
Well, it's there's a lot going on right now, man. There's a lot to be seen and a lot to be said, man. And always love to get your take, man, because your opinion is very valuable over here, man. So
wouldn't say all that, but I appreciate it.
It is. I'm being for real, man. You know how I feel about you, man. Shit, shit. When you speak, I listen, bro. So yeah, it's real shit, man. Shit. But yeah, man. We're gonna go ahead and get up out of here, y'all. I know we've been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes, but do got a job to get to here in a little bit, and I really didn't want to leave, but you know, I definitely had a great time, man, and you know, some great Black opinions matter. Fucking dildo, funny as shit, man.
They do. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, you know,
bigots.
man.
You're all bigots.
Bigots.
You know, but I had a great time, man. You know, I had a great time with everybody. Station, chat, smart in the motherfucker, man. Had a lot of great things to say. Man, this show and what we do wouldn't be anything without y'all, man. And we appreciate everything you guys do for us, man. Love the support, dropping messages in the comment section of the videos, you know, saying what's up through us, you know, to us through Twitter or Discord or however which way, you know, we communicate, man. Just very thankful. And, you know, I definitely appreciate every last one of y'all, man. So you guys have anything you guys want to plug in or say before we go?
Nope, nothing really here.
All right. Vidge.
Something about 2 channels, please.
Nah, there you go. That's what's up, brother. Yeah, so please sub to Baron Norman Tag. His channel was posted up earlier. Please sub to Vigilante Williamson and what, Vigilante Williamson Vengeance, or is it?
Yep, it's Vigilante Williamson Vengeance. I thought about changing the name. I'm just keeping Vengeance.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just
Vigilante Williamson Vengeance is the second channel. Both dope, great content. Subscribe, check them out. You know, trying to get them monetized. You know,
yes,
so
like
you can at least get his emojis on.
Yeah, Sunday night games tonight at we'll say 11.
All right, so there you go. Next about 3.5, 4 hours.
Yep.
Gaming stream. So be there, be square. And I know you guys ain't gonna be square, so you know, I know you guys will be there. So definitely appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the love and support. I got videos to drop to talk about. There's things happening out there, and San Diego Comic-Con, a lot of things were put out there, a lot of things happening. So during the week I got videos and be doing some live. Hopefully I get to see y'all there. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all. James Jackson, Kai Glenzer, Sentient, Old Man, Zax, Low Spec Linux Laptop. Let me see. Kai MFS, my brother, appreciate you. Let me see. Lord Thoth, appreciate you. Zachariah 315. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Pacific
was here earlier.
412. Yep. Snow Dub. Appreciate you, Snow Dub. Sox Bulletin. Thank you, my brother Sox, man, for having me back. Appreciate you. The lovely Sherry. Low Spec Linux Laptop. Don't want to forget about you, Jeff. My brother Das Wolfman. Appreciate you for being here, man. You guys are awesome. Hopefully I didn't forget anybody. And hopefully we got everybody, man. So just want to tell everybody, thank y'all for being here, man, having our backs, man, looking out for us, man. We love you guys. Y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great week. And we will see you guys on the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Big.